Let's go, baby. We are back. We have a BYU football game in the books to talk about. I'm Jared. That's Jessa, or that's Jessa. I don't know how you're watching this, but Jessa's here next to me on Zoom. How we doing, Jess? First week of
We're
college
doing,
football's in the books.
we're doing so good. We're doing so good. It was a great week one, and we'll get into it. There were some highs, there were some lows, there were some things that are really exciting and also really sucky. Um, but I guess to start, you have another hot take for us. Kind of
Yes,
building off of previous hot takes, yeah?
yeah, and we might
Okay.
just, this might be a recurring segment. I don't know. Apparently, there are a lot of coaches in college football that hate their current program and are trying to actively tank. We talked about Frank Reich, okay, with his misuse of timeouts at the end of the game. Next up, Deion Sanders. We already knew this, but Burrow cannot coach. He is incapable. He is inept. He is incoherent. He is incontinent, probably, because they had to put a bathroom on the sideline. This man does not know how to coach football. He was a fantastic player, absolutely amazing player. That mismanagement at the end of the game against Georgia Tech was inexcusable. That is a fireable offense in my book. That is just not knowing ball. So Frank Reich, Deion Sanders. Let's see who we add to the list this week. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I hope Kalani never makes it on that list. Knock on wood. Knock on
Yep.
wood. Did you see his press conference after the game?
Oh, I did not. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. So he gets down there and he says, let's get the elephant. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The clock management at the end ended the game at two timeouts. That's what he starts with. And he runs
Okay.
through the plays and um he says, "Okay, this one play we got it was an out route. It was a right? It was like this backwards pass or something, a lateral pass, right?" He was like, "Would you call your time out there? We're already at the line. Just get back to the line and go." I think like 20 seconds rush like got off the clock, or 12 seconds got off the clock in that one play. Anyways, he proceeds to recite all the different plays that went down at the end of the game and say, "When would you have called a timeout?" And I open up the comments and it's like, how about in four of those five plays you just mentioned when 12 seconds went off the clock and you had to go two throws to the end zone from the 40-yard line?
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
yeah, no, so I agree. If Dion knew what was best for him, he would hire more coaches around him to actually coach, and do what Kalani does, right?
Right?
Kalani's the culture guy, and he's
Yep. The
so
CEO.
successful at
Yeah.
that. Yep. Dion needs to do the same thing. Give the administrative stuff to the other guys, dude.
Yep. I don't think his ego will allow that. This is the thing that bugs me the most about him is his obsession with his own ego, and I don't think that he is capable of letting go of any sort of duties to other people. I He's on the list. He is on the list. He is 1B behind Frank Reich in trying to ruin your own program because you are inept at coaching.
Crazy how both of those teams are on BYU's schedule.
We love it. We love
Hmm.
it. BYU's schedule is looking easier and easier as we go along. Jessa,
It really
you
is.
also have an intro topic, a quick note, the Numbies top 25. I want to hear about this.
Okay, so as we've talked about before, I like to mess around with just like blank numbers. Don't take as far as like college football teams go, right? Take the brand bias away, take all of the unknowns away. Let's just look at production on the field and see who are the best teams at producing on the field, like
Love
based
this.
on the stats, right?
This is a little
So
it's a little too straightforward for me, but I'm still here.
100%, right? And that's what it is. It's a thought experiment. Do I think that these top 25 teams or top 12 teams should be the playoff teams for week 1? No. No, 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 no. But it's really interesting to see what teams are producing. So anyways, I just plugged all the teams in this week. Week 1, we have one sample size. BYU's at the top. 69 to 0. Because
Numbers
guess
don't
what
lie.
the numbies, yeah, numbers don't lie, but guess what they don't tell you? The fact that you were playing a glorified JV team. So, BYU's number one. So regardless of how the
Clearly.
season goes, we were number one in a certain metric-based poll, and I think we can stand on that.
Stop the
So
count. Hashtag stop the
stop the
count,
count.
right?
Stop the
Yep,
count.
right now. Let's claim a
1-0,
national championship,
undefeated.
right? Let's claim it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing to do now. It's very popular.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Speaking of the BYU game, let's talk about it.
Let's get
69 to
into it.
0.
Very nice. It's just so fitting after the whole Jake Retzloff saga. We win 69-0 in our first game. Nice. Jessa, what are you actually taking away from this game? Because it's Portland State, like you said, it was glorified JV squad. Like Lone Peak probably could have beaten these guys this year. What what are the takeaways? Can you take anything away from this?
That's a really good question. I think we can take away the biggest thing we can take away is we're not dog shiz. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not a terrible team. Like we are
Yep.
capable of fielding 22 players who can do their jobs, which I think we can all let out a sigh of relief. So that was my biggest takeaway. What was yours from watching that? Did wait, hold on. Last week you said it was a game that you want to be able to switch off in the third quarter. Did you feel like you got that?
Oh, 100%. As soon as I saw McKay Hillstead come out in the huddle in the second half, I was checked out. I was doing other things. I mean, I had Greg on, but I was like watching two other games, just loosely listening, checking the score every once. It got relegated to like my side monitor. Yeah, so it we accomplished the task, and I agree with you. The only takeaway I have is we do not suck balls. Like we are not like Kansas State, who's fighting for their life against an FCS school. We are a team that can go out there and beat a bad team. That's all I know. Who knows what'll happen this week, but I know that we are not like horrible. We are not Akron.
Yeah, or Army, right? Oh my gosh.
That was brutal.
Um, so brutal. But what an exciting finish.
That was
Um,
awesome.
I think the game did leave some questions for me. Like we saw some
100%.
things. I thought it was great. I don't know anything, but I do wonder some things after that
Okay.
game. Um, I wonder if we'll have receivers that can get open one on one. Because we really didn't throw the ball. Bear threw the ball 11 times in the first half. We had 468 yards of rushing. We still really don't know anything about our receivers. And on that same hand, can Bear throw the deep ball? He missed a few. Even his
Yeah.
pass to Carson Ryan, that touchdown, was just a hair underthrown,
Yep.
right? Like, if that's a taller DB, that's a potential interception, right?
100%.
So I don't
100%.
know. That's one of my things. Is can receivers get open one on one without Darius and Keelan? We have guys that can get open.
That's a
Um,
that's a good question. I mean, just to add on, like I thought most of Bear's throws were late and behind, like both his completions and his incompletions. Like, and that's like not shocking from a true freshman starting his first game in college football. That like he's not used to the speed of the game. So maybe it's very good that we have this slow ramp up period so that he can kind of hone in that accuracy as we go. But like if you remember like that deep in cutting route to like Chase Roberts, um, or the one to what's his name, Cody Hagan. Like these were all throws that were a little late and behind, and it looked wide open because the Portland State guy was off like picking dandelions. But against a better team, we'll have to see. That is, like you said, I wonder.
yeah. Anything you wonder from the game? Anything other
Um,
takeaways?
I wonder if our defense, because like our defense, like absolutely like demolished Portland State's offensive line. They couldn't pass the ball. They couldn't run the ball. I still have all the question marks about the D line. Like that didn't answer any questions for me. I wonder if our D line is going to be able to hold up in the run game or get pressure, like against an actual like offensive line. And Stanford ran the ball really well against Hawaii. Like the second half, they dominated that line. And yes, it's Hawaii, and yes, it's Stanford, and yes, Frank Reich decided to not run the ball again after the 5 minutes, in the fourth. But that should be a good test for BYU. Hey, can we hold our own? And can we start getting TFLs? Can we start getting sacks against a reasonable opponent?
Yeah. And Stanford has had 2 weeks to prepare for us. So
True.
that's another thing. Like I would agree. I think this is our defense's first, our team's first like real test, and even at the same time, it's really not a real test. So there's so
No.
many unknowns still. Gradually, we will know.
Yep.
Gradually we will know.
What do you think about our offense? I mean, I know we ran the ball a lot. Do you think that'll be a staple of the offense? Do you think that's a sign of more things to come, or do you think it was just a Portland State, this is, let's run the clock out kind of thing?
I think a little bit of both. I think on film they probably saw that Portland State was super porous for run defense. But at the same time, with everything that I've listened to A-Rod, I know that there are people in the chat that cannot listen to A-Rod or else their brain will combust or they will melt of boredom on the spot. Like I know that that's the case. I went and I've listened to a lot of his pressers, and the thing he keeps saying is like the run game is going to play a huge role in the offense this year. It opens the play up action pass. It opens up so many more things in our offense, right? And so I hope we will be a run first offense. I hope that LJ plays that Tyler Algier role where we can give him the ball and something good's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Like that'd be sweet. I would love that. But that's yet to be seen. We'll see when we get into Big 12 play against some good defenses what happens.
Yep, I'm very excited to see. The more that I see from this team, the more I'm excited for our schedule. Like I hate BYU's scheduling philosophy. Like I was looking at the future schedules and we play like Cal and Oregon State and Washington State and I'm like I don't like that, but I think this year specifically it is very helpful because we'll have a true freshman quarterback. And like, when Ryder Lyons comes in, who knows if Bear will, if he's still going to be here, if he's going to be in the NFL or whatever, right? So maybe it will be good to have kind of like these easy like ramp ups. But I think specifically this year, it's very, very helpful that we have that so that we can kind of find an identity on offense. We can find, hey, this is our run game. This is going to be point A of our offense. And then as you get into conference play, you start to level up and add more things on.
Yep. And to reiterate our expectations for the season, this is not a season that we're expected to go win the Big 12 championship. Like, this is
Right.
a season where we just need to maintain momentum so we can build towards awesome things in the future. And I agree, this schedule is built to do that. Let's just
100%.
win games. Let's win games, give Bear some confidence, and let's build towards the future and have some fun.
Have some fun along
So,
the way is key and necessary for my mental health. Um,
samesies.
Before we get into the Stanford game, let's look big picture college football week one. It was very exciting. There were lots of good games. There it felt like there was a couple of good games from Thursday until Monday. Like, I mean, Monday, okay, maybe not wasn't the greatest game after the first quarter, but there were lots of really good games, lots of enticing storylines as well. So, Jess, let's go back and forth and let's give some takeaways that we had. It's week one. Let's overreact to the little things we saw. And if it's okay with you, I kind of want to start off because this whole offseason,
Please.
I have been saying, shut the frick up about Arch Manning. Shut up. And the national media would not shut up. They were just kissing this guy's butt. They were just putting him out there. They're saying this is God's gift to football. Colin Coward was like, this is going to be the greatest college football player we have ever seen. I could not handle it, and so it made me so happy when he came out on Saturday and just sucked. He was bad. He was a bad quarterback. The best thing he did in the entire game was the final play for Texas when he doesn't get sacked. He stays up and hits his tight end in the hands for what could have been a game prolonging first down. That was the best play I saw from him, and it ended the game for Texas because it it was I I need to calm down. Um, he was very bad, and I blame the national media for all of it. I like not for him performing bad, but I am mad at the national media for hyping him up. I'm not. I don't hate Arch Manning. I hate the media for hyping him up so much when he sucked. So that I just had to get that off my chest. I have lots more thoughts, but for the sake of time, like we can move on.
Yeah. Two things on that really quick. Number one, he wasn't just like bad in comparison to his expectations. It's not like he underperformed his expectations. He looked like a bad quarterback in that game.
Yes,
Like in comparison to other D1 quarterbacks. And so I'm with you. I feel bad for him because of the media. And then number two, have you seen the national media try to back backpedal and
Oh,
be like, "Oh,
reel that
he's
in. Reel that in.
guys, it's his first time. It's his first time starting, and it was against Ohio State." I'm like, "We knew that this was his first time starting. We knew it was against Ohio State. Why are you acting like this is new information? We've been trying to tell you that this is not going to go well." And they refuse because they look at his last name.
Yep.
So that was. Do you feel vindicated in a way?
I feel so vindicated. It was just so
Good.
great. And I mean, my second point was about Ohio State. I'll just get it out real quick.
Yeah, let's
Ohio
do it.
State played the most conservative game plan I've ever seen from Ohio State in the last forever. Like Ryan Day is way more conservative than Urban Meyer ever was, but this was like an NFL game plan. Like Ohio State literally said, let's try some things out. Jeremiah Smith had the wrong gloves on or some shiz, and everybody was dropping everything in the first half. And so they're like, all right, we're just going to sit back. We're going to score one touchdown and force Texas to beat us. And they didn't. So I really don't love that game style. It ended up working, but I don't love that from Ohio State. And I hope that was just first game. Let's just get out of here with a dub and not like this is what our team is going to be.
Yeah. Okay, leading off of that too, it's just speaking about Ohio State, Julian Sayin looked like a game manager. So this is an example. We've just talked about how the media overhyped Arch Manning. Well, the media told everybody, "Hey, Ohio State just needs a game manager." Julian Sayin played well.
He
Like
played so good.
he played well. Did he win the game for them? Not necessarily. But did he do his job and take care of the football when it mattered? Yes. And that's what they were looking for. So I think Ohio State fans should be optimistic because there's not all that they're not freaking out that their star quarterback underperformed. Because no, like this kid has a great roster around him and just managed the game. So Ohio State found their quarterback of the future.
100%.
And yeah.
No,
Um,
I totally
go
agree.
ahead.
He outperformed Arch Manning by a mile. The stats won't tell you that he played great. He played fantastic. He did everything they asked of him. Ohio State's defense is freaking scary. Um, Ohio State's going to be a good team.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's another thing. Maybe hopefully we know is that Ohio State is not going to pull a Michigan and backslide, right?
Yes.
Um, Speaking of like backsliding, how about that Boise State game to kick off the weekend last week? Holy
Oh
crap.
my gosh.
Talk about media hype. Boise State is still ranked in the top 25. Ashton Jeanty accounts for 49% of their offense. He's off to the NFL. AJ took him with the number one overall pick in our draft tonight.
Oh,
Um,
fire pick.
which is great. Um, he was that team. He was Boise State last year. Watching that game made me even more angry that he did not win the Heisman. He
Same,
was the
bro.
team.
Literally their whole team.
He like the Heisman is meant to honor the player that means the most to their team and elevates their team and is like the best player in college football, right? Ashton Jeanty met all of the criteria. Three
Yep.
loss Colorado did not meet that criteria. So that was another one of my takeaways this weekend.
That was
Boise State stinks.
so fun to watch. USF, so exciting. Like that one play when they had the huge run and then got up to the ball and snapped it with like 34 seconds on the play clock and did the little RPO and he ran around like that's a fun team. Keep your eye on that team, especially this week, which we might get to a little bit later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What other takeaways you have from
I mean,
week one?
speaking of Colorado, bro, I love this take. I don't even know if I fully believe this take, but I am ready just to rip this to anyone who asks for my hot take in college football. Caden Salter is better than Shadur Sanders. Okay, watching that Colorado game, I was rooting against Colorado the entire time. But there were some throws that Caden Salter made that were like sexy throws that were like, whoa. And he's like an actual runner. He does a little bit of the Sugar Sanders like run around in the pocket, but he kind of makes it work. He doesn't just take 45-yard sacks. Um, that's going to be my fiery take of the college football season. Who knows how that's going to play out? And you'll have, like, I will get probably murdered if I said that outside or in downtown Atlanta. But Caden Salter greater than Shadur Sanders.
Um, I Here's what I'll say about that. I think he looked better than Shadur did. on average in that first game. And secondly, I wonder, I don't actually know, actually. I wonder if the team around him actually got better. Um,
Mm,
like the offensive line got better, which helps. But Colorado will be an interesting team to watch, especially as Dion continues to deny that his clock management skills are good when they're really not. Um, okay, Ryan Williams, Alabama, EA cover athlete with Jeremiah
oh,
Smith.
oh,
Star wide receiver had that really cool catch where against Georgia last year where he like caught it and then he did a little loop-de-loop and then he kept running and then he pulled out his mouth guard before he scored because Pat McAfee was freaking blown away that you could do that. You could pull out your mouth guard before you could score. I didn't know you could run and what? Whoa! Oh my gosh! And then the media fell in love with the dude. He was trash this week. Actually, okay, he came back down to earth, I should say.
yeah.
Um, I do not think he's the guy, and is the EA cover athlete curse back? I think it
Uh,
might be for Ryan Williams.
Honestly, I mean, the way Ryan Williams played, and obviously his quarterback wasn't helping him out very much, but obviously he wasn't getting open to where pocket passer Ty Simpson could hit him, right? Um, Jeremiah Smith dropped like the first four passes that came his way. I think we might have a curse on our hands. I think we might. I mean, think about it
Uh,
last year. Quinn
yep,
Ewers, draft slide, amazing addition to the Fansville commercial. Um, and then who's the Michigan running back? Donovan Edwards. No one heard his name after the game came out, except for when you play frickin' Eli in EA CFB 25 because he just run all over you.
yep,
But that kind of leads me to my next point is Alabama's dead. Dynasty over. Alabama, you don't have to watch anymore. You don't have to care. They're not good enough. They're not good enough to deserve your attention.
yep. Florida State back, or Alabama not good? Maybe a little
That's a
bit of
good
both.
question. Yeah, how would you put it? Like, if Alabama's up here, Florida State's down here, did Florida State come all the way up and Alabama dropped a little bit? Or did Alabama drop and Florida State came up a little bit? Where would you put like those two levels?
Yeah, I think Florida State's an 8-4 team. So I think Alabama
Okay.
just got beat by a middle
So
of the
like,
pack ACC team. Um, Alabama, have you seen clips of like the effort that their
oh,
players they like zoom in on players who are like jogging during plays? Nick Saban would pull out a
oh,
shotgun and take off their head mid-play. Like, yeah, your point, Alabama dynasty over. Alabama is in rebuild mode.
yep,
Sorry about it. Yep,
yep. And it's going to be
100%.
when and if they ever get back to national prominence, this is not going to be the Alabama. This is not going to be your mom and pop's Alabama team. This is going to be a very different. This is going to be like your Michael Penix Washington Alabama team, where it's like we got speedy guys on the outside and we throw the ball a lot. It's not going to be your Alabama. We have best guys all over the field and we just munch you.
Yep. Another team that had a historically bad game.
Oh no.
Army.
Oh,
Army coming off of one of the best seasons they've had this decade, 2 decades. They lost to Tarleton State. Who is Tarleton State, you wonder? I've never heard of that FBS team. Ah, it's probably because they're not an FBS team. They're an FCS team. Uh, and to be fair, they are a good FCS team. But in no world should an FBS team be losing to a team like that. That end of game was electric. Army with 2 missed field goals to give it
crazy.
up. So Army, I'm so, so sorry. And Tarleton State, is it this year's South Dakota State? Could they make a run in the FCS playoffs? We'll see.
They look pretty good in that one.
Yeah, they did.
That kind of leads me to well, three of mine actually. Promise they're all related. Okay, one, never underestimate and everybody, and this is one B. Okay, so this is like four actually that are all related to this. Okay, so A, never underestimate anybody, and B, never leave a game up to a kicker. Okay, I think Will Farron has proven that he can deliver in clutch moments. I still would not want to leave a game up to a kicker, even if it is Will Ferrin, even if it is in Salt Lake City against Utah with the game on the line. I still do not feel comfortable with that. I'm very lucky, and I feel like we're very lucky for getting away with that one. I'm still never going to leave the game up to anybody. But then that also brings me to my other 2 points that teams that underperform in big moments or small moments are frauds. Okay. We played the squatter fraud game. Okay. I'm going to drop the F bomb on these two teams, Kansas State and Clemson. Okay. Two very different situations. Kansas State basically pulled an army, except they won. And then Clemson has never won a big game since like 2020 against, or
Trevor
2019
Lawrence.
against Ohio State. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Ever since Justin Fields threw the pick in the end zone, Clemson hasn't beaten a good team in 2019. So Kansas State, Clemson, frauds.
They sure looked like it. They are looking the part. We'll see if they can bounce back, if Clemson can go on a run like they did last year. But boy, was that LSU game an ugly, ugly dogfight.
And they were at home.
Um,
Come on, bro.
yeah. Gosh, can we talk about UCLA for a second? And I actually want to
Oh,
throw this back to you. Tell me about your UCLA takeaway from that glorious Pac-12 after dark. Two thumbs down game.
yep. Um, yeah, I turned this game off early, went to
Same.
bed, woke up at like 2 a.m., checked my phone, game was over. Yep, sounds good. Put it back. Glad I didn't miss a single thing. UCLA is a Mountain West school. Get them off the face of the earth. I don't care if they're in the Big Ten. They're freaking Stanford and Cal. They just have the Big Ten logo on the field instead of the ACC logo. That's exactly what they are. They don't care. They're in, like, that defense was completely incompetent. And Nico freaking, I heard a quote today that Nico, I'm a receiver because he can't play quarterback. So that might be what we have to call him now. He
Oh,
poopy.
yeah. The only reason, this is a fact for you, the only reason UCLA is in the Big Ten is because they have an agreement with USC. So USC went and they were like, "Oh, can we come too?" And USC was like, "Oh yeah, you're in LA. Yeah, come on over." That's literally what happened. So, poor guys, they sure looked like a Mountain West school. Nico, Tennessee, they did play an FCS team, okay? But Tennessee, Nico's old team, right? Puts up 45 points on offense against an FCS team, which
But
usually means
they
you're gonna
played
have.
Syracuse. They played
Oh
Syracuse.
wait, no, you're right. You played
I mean,
Syracuse.
Syracuse is borderline FCS, but technically ACC.
I was thinking of Florida, who played Long Island State. You're so right. Okay, so they put up 45 against the Power 4 opponent. Yes, it was Syracuse, right? Without Nico. And then you see Nico put up 10 with arguably the worst Big Ten team outside of Northwestern, right? And Purdue.
Yep.
They're right down there with them.
Yeah,
Um,
they're in the same bucket.
Nico looked like a good quarterback at Tennessee at times. And I think he absolutely has just screwed his career going to
Yep.
UCLA. It's gonna go down in history as one of the I use the word sad, but literally if you look at what it could have been if he had stayed at Tennessee and then what is happening at UCLA. Sad day. Sad
Sucks when you put
day.
money before everything else. Oops.
Yep. Speaking of transfer quarterbacks, Tulane is going to be fun to watch with Jake, and that's my last takeaway. I love seeing him ball out at Tulane.
Oh, and he balled out. He balled
He
the frick
balled
out.
out. He balled out. And they have a real shot to beat, like, they could. I'm really excited for that Ole Miss game. They play Ole Miss in a
Hmm.
couple weeks. I'm really excited. They have a legit defense. The defense looked great. Um, so I'm excited to follow them. Take us
I'm
home.
I'm very excited. I mean, that leads us to our final point. Everybody sucks, and college football is wide open this year. Literally, like, and I don't mean everybody sucks as in everybody sucks. It's just like there's no juggernaut teams. There's no, like, I didn't watch a single game over the entire weekend that I thought this is the champion of college football. Not a single team screamed like complete and utter dominance. Like, there isn't one in college football that we have seen yet. Maybe week two will give us some answers, but I think anybody could win the national championship this year. This is super, super wide open.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope it stays that way. I hope we have no undefeated teams. And the top, they all have one loss. I think that'd be sweet.
That would
And
be
yeah, wide
amazing.
open going into the playoff. Should be a fun playoff. But I like those
Um,
takeaways. I think those are great
yeah,
takeaways. You take
it
away what
was
you can.
it was a great week one. And after this ad break, we're going to jump into BYU-Stanford, and we are going to jump into a full week 2 preview with a couple of fun games. Alrighty, that was fantastic. Welcome back. One of these days, we keep saying this, but one of these days we'll get real ads in here. Just kidding. I hate ads. I am in an industry where we use ads a lot, and I hate ads. Anyway, speaking of ads, okay, I have to bring this up. This just popped up on my phone. Apparently, Red Zone is going to have commercials now. Did you see
Seriously?
this?
Well, what's
Oh
the point of
yeah,
red zone then? Wait.
exactly. Their literal catchphrase is 8 hours of commercial-free football starts now. They can't even say that anymore. So all of you, cancel your Red Zone subscriptions immediately. It is not worth it.
I don't have one, to be honest. And if I did, I would cancel it. Actually, wait, maybe I did last year because I did watch it. I don't understand why they don't. I hope the numbers plummet. I hope the numbers plummet.
Me too. Me too. I hope they really do. Freaking
Hmm.
Disney.
Yeah, we hate ads. Okay, from this point on, even though ad people are knocking on our door, we vow to be a commercial-free show.
Actually,
Stop,
forever.
stop emailing us. We are not taking it. All right, let's get into week two.
Okay, week 2. Jessa, we need to talk about the BYU Stanford game, okay? But I have a fun little game for us, okay? And this can lead us into our greater discussion about this game in general, okay?
Okay,
So we're going to blind rank scenarios about for this Saturday's game, okay? I have 5 different scenarios, and you are going to have to rank them 1 through 5 blindly. You'll get the first one first. You have to put it if anyone who is on social media, like if you've seen this trend, I guess, a game, Jessa's going to have to put it like, oh, this is really bad. I'm going to put this at 5. But then the next one comes up. If it's even worse, she has to put it 4 through 1 because it's blind ranking. She can't move it. Okay.
yep. Okay, I'm
So
ready.
ready for this first one? Okay.
Yeah.
These are very fun. Okay. Number 1, BYU wins 14-0. Bear Bachmeyer throws for 150 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. One of BYU's touchdowns is a pick six. The other is a jet sweep to Carson Ryan. Neither team, neither team musters over 250 total yards. So let me
Okay, this
just
is.
let me,
Yeah,
let
go
me
ahead.
just read this again.
Hmm.
BYU wins 14-0. Bachmeyer 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, 150 pass. BYU scores on a pick six and a jet sweep to Carson Ryan, our big tight end, and neither team scores over 250 yards.
Okay, this is tough because a win is a win,
A
right?
win is a win.
A win is a win, but what that would tell us for the rest of the season is pretty devastating.
Yeah.
So I'm going back and forth between 3 and 4 because I wonder if two of
Okay.
them are going to be, the other ones are going to be losses.
Okay.
That's what you have to weigh here.
Right.
I'm gonna go with a win is a win. And I'm gonna
Okay.
say number. I'm gonna put it at 3.
3. Okay. BYU wins 14-0. By the way, I've pulled all of these from actual BYU games. So it'll be a fun little game for you to see what scenario that was. You should go
Oh,
back and look.
awesome. Sam Houston?
Maybe. Definitely. Okay. All right. Num number B. Number B. BYU wins 66-49. Bear Bachmeyer throws for 350 pass yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground. LJ has 5 touchdowns. Both teams combine for over 1,300 yards, and BYU is trailing entering the fourth quarter. They end up winning by 17, but we're trailing entering the fourth quarter.
Okay,
Again,
this is an interesting one. Keep going. What were you
BYU
saying?
wins by 17, 66-49. Bear Bachmeyer tears it up through the air. 3 touchdowns, 1 on the ground. LJ has 5 touchdowns. Both teams combined for over 1,300 yards, so absolute shootout. And then BYU is trailing going into the fourth quarter, but then ends up winning by 17 points.
Okay, so this is telling me that our defense is struggling, but I will take the offense. This is hard. This is between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Um, that sounds like 2022 numbers. I don't know what's coming. I have to put 66 points and Bear ripping it up at number one.
That's a good pick. That's a
Give me
good
number
pick.
one. Our
I
defense,
mean,
or maybe Stanford's good. I don't know.
I would be absolutely like, I would be very excited, but I would be appalled if BYU gave up 49 points after what we saw against Hawaii,
Yeah,
like with Ben Goldbranson. Like, I would be very, very worried if we gave up 49 points. But it would be cool to see the offense pop off and Bear like step into that role and score so many points.
yeah. Oh man, now I'm worried what's coming. This rain game
Okay,
might be bad.
C. BYU loses. So I mean, I already know that this one's going. BYU loses 28-20. Bear only has nine completions, one touchdown, one interception on the first play of the game, and one sack for a safety. BYU gives up 500 yards of total offense, and Stanford's tight end Chico Holt has 11 receptions for 118 yards and two touchdowns.
Oh man. The final score is 28-20.
BYU loses 28-20. Bear has nine completions, a touchdown, a pick on the first play, and a sack for a safety. BYU's defense gives up 500 yards, and Stanford's tight end Chico Holt has 11 receptions for 118 yards and
Defense
two touchdowns.
defense gives up 500. So listen, I'm wondering if a blowout loss is coming on the list. Give me that one at four.
Really? Okay. I
Oh
mean,
no,
it
this
is
is gonna be
only
bad.
28-20.
Never mind. I'm changing my mind. I'm changing my mind. Give me
Nope,
five.
nope, nope,
No,
nope.
okay,
Too
five,
late, too
four.
late.
I'm gonna have a win. Five. It's terrible. All right.
Okay. D. Uh, actually, let's go through this. So Jessa has right now number one, BYU wins 66-49. Number two is open. Number three, BYU wins 14-0. Number four, BYU loses 28-20. And here is number D. BYU wins 35-26. Bear goes 7 for 11 for 93 yards. Two touchdowns, though, but not even 100 yards passing. BYU rushes for 360 yards. We're leading by 23 with 10 minutes left and then give up two garbage time touchdowns.
Give
You
me
end up
number.
winning by 9, 35-26. Bear only completes 7 passes out of 11 for 93 yards. We rush for 360, but we're leading by 23 and then give up two garbage time touchdowns.
I gotta put that at number two.
Okay.
Now what does number five look like? That is the question. This is either a blowout win or a blowout loss. I know it.
Okay. Okay. And finally, option E, BYU wins 34-13. Bear passes for 200 yards, rushes for 75 yards, has two touchdowns. All of Stanford's points come in the second half, but BYU is 40% touchdown percentage in the red zone. Two touchdowns, two field goals, and a turnover.
That's a crime against humanity. That has to go at number five.
That was,
Gosh.
that was pretty fun.
Yeah, pretty fun. List is terrible, but that's awesome. Okay, so I want to know where these games are from.
So, number one, Jessa had BYU winning 66-49. That was BYU versus Virginia in 2021.
Yep. Okay.
Tyler Algier with 5 touchdowns. That game was insane.
Yep.
I got sick of singing the fight song at that game. Number two, D, BYU wins 35-26. That was 2022 versus Stanford, the last time we actually played Stanford. If you remember, that was
Yes.
like kind of a really gross game.
It was
And we
gross.
just ran the ball out in the second half.
Yep.
Obviously, number three was the Sam Houston game, 14-0 with very poor offense. C, Jessa, this is a game that you know well. BYU loses 28-20. The opposing tight end goes off, a tight end that was known by the name of Michael Mayer for Notre Dame. We were at this game. That was depressing. And then BYU
Oh
wins
yeah.
34-13.
Keep going.
This is the projected score of the game by Vegas.
Okay.
So
Um, okay, yeah, that Notre Dame game. First play of the game was an injured Jaron Hall throwing along the sideline. Yep, that was great.
yeah, disgusting.
Okay,
But now
so
that you have all those, which one would you choose?
I would choose I would choose 34 to 13. So my 5 is my number 1. Um, I would put number 2 being the 66 to 49 game. Um, I would say number 3 would be that 35 to 26 game. So that Stanford game from last year. Um, and then you've got 14-0 at number 4, and then BYU loses 28-20 at number 5. So literally got none of them right. Way to put together a list though. That list was good. I didn't know it was coming.
I'm glad that was good. I'm glad that was good. I mean, my biggest takeaway from this is I think we want BYU to win soundly. We don't need them to explode on offense. I think maybe what this exercise is saying is that we would rather have the defense perform very well and the offense perform admirably than have the offense perform very well at the expense of the defense performing poorly. Does that make sense?
100%. Yep, and I agree. I think that's what we're looking for. But ideally,
Yeah,
in a perfect world, right? Where we're
right,
really happy after the game.
right, and especially because it's Stanford and because we've seen like their product, right? I would much rather have our offense look not pedestrian, but just average, and have our defense absolutely like shut them out and provide our offense with short fields, like kind of the recipe that we had last year in a lot of games where the offense is just good enough and the defense like completely just shuts out the other team and gets our offense the ball in a lot of really good field position. That's what I kind of want out of this game. I don't want that from our offense and our team like the full season. Obviously, I hated that last year, that our offense just sucked the entire time. But I think in this game, when we're ramping Bear up, getting him comfortable with the playbook, comfortable to like real game speed, I would rather have our offense just perform very average and our defense kind of carry the weight, especially in a game where they should be able to against Stanford's poor offense.
Yeah, something I love that Jay Hill did last game that I heard in some of the press conferences was he's giving the guys the defense like tangible goals. So like this goal for this last game was hold them to under 275 total yards of offense, which they well achieved,
Yes.
right? Um, but I wonder what his goal is going to be going into this game, and
Mm,
I would love to see him give him a goal, like keep him to single digits. Like let's keep him to
yes.
single digits, right? Let's get a shutout, right? I want the boys like
Yeah.
let's go our first 2 games without allowing a point on the scoreboard. Like that'd be amazing, and we've seen that they're capable of doing it. So I agree. As we have so much unknown about the offense, let's ride our defense and make sure that we're dominant in that area while offense figures it out.
Right, right. My goal, and I want to hear a goal that you would give them. My goal would be zero touchdowns. I think 0 points I would also love, but at the very like I want zero touch. I don't want them to get in the end zone at all. Like I want at the off chance that they get in the red zone, hold them to a field goal. And even when the backups are in, no touchdowns. Like there's no instance in which Stanford should march the field and score a touchdown on us. They don't have the quarterback to blow coverage and to hit a deep bomb. Their whole offense is going to be running and ground and pound, and we should not allow that in the end zone.
Yeah, I really like that one. I don't know that I would change that. Single digits or no touchdowns is what I would say.
Yeah.
Like six
Yep.
6 points on the day, I would say that that's a success because like no defense is perfect, right? And
Right.
Stanford put up 20 on Hawaii. I just don't know what they're gonna look like because Hawaii sucks. They lost by 36 to Arizona this week. So
Yeah.
who knows? I'm with you. Single digits, no touchdowns. I think those are good
And
goals.
so what would be a goal that you would give the offense then? Because like we're saying, we don't want the offense to try and like push the ball too much, get out of character. I don't know what's a reasonable like how would you define success or what would be a goal that you give to the offense this week?
That's a good question. And honestly, I would say get a percentage out there, and I would say score on this percentage of drives.
Mm,
And I don't think we need to go 100% because we didn't even do that against Portland State, especially not with a freshman quarterback. But every single time with Will Farron as your kicker, I really don't think, especially against Stanford, I really don't think you have much of an excuse to not get into field goal range and at least give him a shot.
Yeah.
every single drive. I think every single drive we should be able to get at least 30 yards, right?
Yeah.
Um, and maybe no three and outs. I would say
Yeah.
100% on that. But do you have one that what do you want to see from the offense if you're the coach?
I mean, obviously, you don't want any turnovers and you want to score as many touchdowns as possible. But I would say, like, we need to be +4 touchdowns to turnovers. And I would really hope that it's much greater than that. But I want to see our offense score touchdowns, and I don't want to see our offense turn the ball over. And so if we give a possession to Stanford, if Bear throws a pick or something, then I want to see us go and get another touchdown. Even if we're up 3 or 4 scores at the time, I want to see us get another one. I want to have a good, healthy ratio that's like there's in no chance is our offense giving Stanford a chance to win the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Do you think Bear gives up his first interception in this game?
I don't know. The numbers would say yes, probably. Like the guys that aren't like total scrubs on the other side. Like these guys are at least competent, like higher level football players. Um, his throwing, it worried me a little bit. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, he was behind and late on a lot of his throws. Now, does that show up against Stanford? How much is he punished for that? I don't know. I would probably bet yes, he throws a pick this game.
I think me too. I think given the choice between the two, I think yeah. And I'd rather it come today than next week on the road, so he has an opportunity
Yes.
to learn how to kind of be resilient. I don't want it to happen at all. I want him to make the conference play and have no interceptions. Um, but yeah, if I had to choose, I'm kind of mentally preparing for that.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts about this game?
Not really. I want our offense to look competent. I don't want it to be like last year where we can only score like and I know I said, I want our offense to do just enough in this game. What I don't want though is for our offense to look like it did last year, where it's completely incompetent unless we get the ball in a good situation. I don't want that from our offense. I want to make that very clear. I just want our offense to not take unnecessary risks, not try and accelerate Bears learning like curve too much. I just want us to look like a very like average, good average offense. That's like I want there to be hope in the offense. I don't want to come out of this being like, "Oh my gosh, our offense is horrible and I'm glad our defense got us the win." I want our defense to completely shut Stanford down and have our offense just mosey on down to 31 points, right? They're up 17-3 at halftime, and then we win 31-10, right? Like that's what I want out of our team. Just consistency, nothing crazy, nothing too exciting or too crazy, just consistency.
Great. And also like mistakes that we can learn from, right? They
Uh,
don't kill us, but film that we could learn from and improve upon for next week. Okay,
yep.
I think that's awesome. I'm really excited for it. Night game at LaVelle Edwards,
Oh yeah.
a whiteout. The players are wearing royal, the crowd is wearing white. That's a little bit controversial, but um but we'll be there. It's gonna be a good one. Okay,
Good.
we also have other college football games on this weekend.
We do indeed. We do indeed. This is a full weekend slate for us. Jessa, for this, I kind of want to do what games will you be locked in on? We can kind of go back and forth, giving some games that we're very excited for, give people stuff to watch. Don't necessarily need to make picks or anything, but let's give people reasons to watch college football this weekend.
Okay, awesome. What I will be doing is a callback to our Hate Watch draft, where if you recall, I took the entire SEC, and they are still supremely in my starting lineup of Hate Watches. Um, Let me just give you some stats really fast.
Oh, I would love some stats.
The Big Ten is 17-1 through week 1 and week 0. Their
Okay,
only loss is Northwestern to Tulane.
to
Uh,
Tulane,
the SEC is 14-2, and those two losses, Texas, and then I forget what the other one is.
Alabama.
Alabama, Texas and Alabama both lost. Oh, look at
Their two
that!
biggest teams.
Their
Wow.
marquee programs both lost. The ACC is 13-4. I don't can't remember. Off the top of my head, they have three P4 losses and one G6 loss. And then the Big
Nice.
12 is 15-3. So if I were to
Okay.
rank the conferences, it would go Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, and then ACC. Um, but the SEC is worse than what their record shows, and so I need that to be proved this week. So I am watching non-conference games that the SEC could lose this week.
I want all of them.
Um,
Just give them to me.
Rapid
I
fire,
want to hear these.
Kansas. Yeah, Kansas at Missouri. Kansas looks good.
Oh,
Missouri, well, still a lot of unknown. So we'll see how
I'm
that
excited for
goes.
this one. This is like a very heated rivalry too. They very much hate each other. So yeah, this is going to be great.
They do. The border war, I think, is what they call it. And
Hmm.
they've played in Arrowhead Stadium and have like almost sold out that stadium
That's
with
crazy.
rivalry games at times. So yeah, it's a huge one. And Kansas looks good. Kansas looks good. So I'm
If
excited to watch them
if
play.
if Jalen Daniels can stay healthy, they got a chance.
They sure do. We just talked about this exciting team, USF at Florida. It's an in-state game. I put in parentheses probably not, but maybe. Florida, USF. I don't know. I'm just saying, put this on upset watch. The spread is ridiculous. Or the line is like, the spread is ridiculous in Florida's favor. I wouldn't be surprised if USF at least gives them a run. You know.
Yeah, well let's remember this. This is an all-time like Mel Kiper overlook game. Remember when Anthony Richardson played for Florida and USF played them and Anthony Richardson like led this crazy comeback to win 21-19 in like 2021 or whatever it was?
I forgot about
This is
that.
the game that Florida will always overlook. Their quarterback is going to suck in this game. DJ Lagway, he's probably going to get hurt again. USF, if USF can score early, I think this could be a scary game. As long as Florida doesn't get up by like 2 scores early in this game, if USF's going to score on its first drive or two, this could get real hairy for them Floridians.
Yep. So potential embarrassment for the SEC? I don't know. Okay, this next one, Arizona State at Mississippi State. Mississippi State is bad right now. They're coming off of a
Very
bad
bad.
year. They're a bad team. Arizona State coming off of a good game, a good year, right? Obviously, winning the Big 12 championship.
It's pretty good.
Arizona State is favored in this game, but they are going into the land of the cowbells. And did you see what they're doing at practice? All of their coaches have cowbells out while they're warming up, and they're just ringing
That's
them.
hilarious. I
So
love
I'm
that.
excited for that. Mississippi State should lose, so Big 12 over SEC should be great because Auburn freaking sucks and Baylor let me down. That was my
Baylor just stop the run, please.
oh my
Like
gosh.
level 100 impossible. Come on, bro.
Yeah, Dave
That was
Aranda
that was
needs to
tough.
get
That
out of
was
here.
tough.
Michigan at Oklahoma. That's the game day game of the week.
Yep.
Both
Basically,
ranked for why?
basically just yeah, this is Ohio State, Texas, except Walmart version. Michigan, Oklahoma. Like
Yes, neither team should be ranked. John Mateer,
right.
Oklahoma's quarterback, broke Baker Mayfield's passing record in week one.
Oh, nice
Um,
against Illinois State, like
mm-hmm.
school for the deaf, dumb, and blind.
Yep.
So
Yep, basically. But it's in the record books. I guess. Anyways. And then Michigan was struggling against a New Mexico team that lost basically everyone. So
yeah, they
this
were
should
struggling.
be whoever wins this game is going to be God's gift to humanity to the
Yep.
media,
Top
and
10.
it's going to be a good loss for the other team, even though I don't think
Right.
either of these teams are, like we said, invincible.
No.
A rematch of one of the best games last year from week one or two, Vanderbilt at Virginia Tech. If you remember this game, double overtime. It was an overtime game. We got free
Oh yeah,
football,
that was
right?
crazy.
So, I mean, that'll be exciting with Vandy. And what's the quarterback's name?
At Vanderbilt,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
is it Diego Pavia? Is
Thank
he
you.
still
Diego,
there?
yes, Diego Pavia is still there. Still says the SEC runs through Vandy at Virginia Tech. It'll be the first instance of Enter Sandman of the year. That should be electric.
Oh yeah.
And finally, to bring us, I'm so happy this is on the list. Alabama hosts UL Monroe. Could UL Monroe pull off the upset of the century? Because could Alabama tell us that they are really just that bad and lose to Louisiana Monroe? It is on the list because due to their week one performance, it is an absolute possibility.
Yep. And lest you forget, 2007, ULM walked into Tuscaloosa, came out with a 21-14 victory.
Is
This
that
has
Nick
happened
Saban?
before.
That was Nick Saban.
This is Nick
Wow.
Saban's first year, I believe.
So the stats tell us it's guaranteed because Nick Saban isn't there anymore. So it's even more likely to
Right?
happen. All right, pencil
Right?
it in as a win. Alabama
Yep.
0-2 to start the season. Those are my those are my games to hate watch
Those are great
this
games,
this
Jess.
week. Yeah. So
I
tell me about
I think a
yours.
lot of those, a
Keep
lot of
going.
these have. I was just gonna say a lot of them have a chance to like actually lose, like Michigan, Oklahoma, Arizona State, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Virginia Tech, Kansas, Missouri. Like those are all like these aren't just like shooting for the moon. Like oh, I hope the SEC loses. These are games that could happen. Very much, very possible. So I'm very excited to watch these.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I'm going to kick mine off with something you said at the beginning, Jess. Baylor, Dave Aranda. What the frick was that, bro? That was disgusting. Couldn't stop the run. QB spy wasn't even in his vocabulary before Friday night. They play SMU. Do we know what SMU is? No. I think this could be a good game. They're both from Texas. They're both religious schools, which is always a fun matchup kind of wrinkle. I don't know. I think this could be a really fun game. I don't know if either of these teams are that good, but really, that doesn't really matter. If you're just trying to enjoy college football, it's fun when teams are evenly matched. I think these teams are very evenly matched.
Yeah, I really hope it's a good game, but I'm kind of pissed at Baylor, so I kind of hope they lose by 30,
Are,
just to stick it to them because they broke
are
my
we
heart in week 1.
are we so out on Baylor that we just want them to lose and get Dave Aranda over there and just hard reset? Chip and
I
Joanna
don't know.
Gaines,
I
big
don't know.
buyout.
I thought they had a good chance to beat the SEC, and when you didn't do that, it's like I am on like as I coach, I'm like get the kids off the floor who have no heart. I don't want you playing. You don't get to
Yeah,
play if you're not going to work hard. That's how I feel towards Baylor. You don't get to play. You don't get to win if you don't do your
yeah.
job. And your job was to beat a crappy Auburn team, and you weren't able to do it.
Right? The anger isn't focused towards Auburn. It's towards Baylor for not
Yeah,
beating Auburn.
yeah,
That's the problem. Yeah, I'm
that's
100%
exactly
with
right.
you. Here's another Big 12 team. Iowa State, Cyhawk game. This game is always crazy. This is just must-watch television. It's in the noon slate. This is just must-watch TV. This is must-watch TV. It's going to be awesome. It's
It's in
a fantastic
Ames too.
rivalry.
It's in
Yep.
Ames. Iowa's offense looked better, but still does not look like a above average college offense. So this will be an interesting game.
It should be very interesting. And this is a huge like notch in the Big 12 or a feather in the Big 12's cap. If Iowa State can beat Iowa, I mean, Iowa State has a Kansas State win, which who knows, maybe that doesn't really matter. But then an Iowa win, I mean, Iowa State might be the highest ranked Big 12 team, you know? Like I guess Arizona State's up there too, but I don't know. This is an interesting one for Cougar fans too because Iowa State is going to be an opportunity for us to get one of our biggest wins of the season. So, some interesting to watch there.
Yep.
Um, Texas State at UTSA. This might be the best 1:30 Mountain Time game. The 3:30 like slate, not that great. Not a ton of super competitive games. Texas State at UTSA on ESPN Plus. Keep your eye on that one. That one's like one of the best teams in the American, one of the best teams in Conference USA. Could be fun. Houston at Rice, same kind of thing. Is Houston fixed? Did they answer all the questions from last season? I don't know.
They have a
Rice,
five-star quarterback in waiting. Houston
right?
does. Yeah,
I
Rice.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just a game that's like, I don't know. Could be interesting. And then to finish it out, Boston College at Michigan State. This is the NBC's like 7:30 game. This is like no one's going to watch this game except for me because and I mean college football junkies like you understand. This is a game of like ACC like bottom feeder versus Big 10 everyone forgets about them. So like each of these teams have so much to prove on this national stage. Like these guys are going to be like clawing with their fingernails for every single inch. And that's like what I love about college football, right? Is the passion. And so that game's going to have a lot of it. And then UCLA, UNLV, both of these teams suck like monkey nuts. It's just going to be crazy. There's going to be like 18 turnovers. Nika, yeah, I'm a receiver. Nico, I'm a receiver is going to suck. Yeah, this is just going to be a wild game.
I'm going all UNLV in that game. All
Same.
UNLV. Yep.
Same.
Same thing with UCLA that I feel about Baylor. UCLA, you had one job. You had one
Right.
job and you crapped the bed. So you get
So
to
poorly.
lose the rest of your games, in my mind.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Okay, to wrap it up,
Well,
games that could mean something for BYU. Tell me what you're thinking.
these are just for like upcoming games that BYU has, right? We play East Carolina. They're on a bye with this week. Play Stanford, and then we start conference slate against Colorado and West Virginia. Okay, two interesting games. Delaware goes to Colorado. Colorado should beat this team handily, but Delaware is not really the slouch. They're not like a horrible, horrible team. It's their first year in the FBS. Obviously, they're not like a world beater. I think it'll say a lot about what Colorado is, depending on how they handle losing to Georgia Tech in prime time and then going out and playing a lesser opponent. Because if I know Dion, this is going to be like a one-score game late in the third quarter. And then last one, West Virginia at Ohio. Let me bring up the spread for this game, okay?
Interesting.
What would you think the spread should normally be?
I mean, it's a G6 team. West Virginia just had a good week. I would think it would be like, I don't know, 2 to 3 scores?
Right? Right? That's
Yeah.
what you would think. It is 3.5.
Points?
3.5 points. West Virginia is favored by a field goal against Ohio.
Okay, wait. But Vegas gives the home team 3 points for home field advantage. So this is basically a coin flip game.
This is a coin flip game. This is a
What?
coin flip game. This is going to be on ESPNU at 2 p.m. I would highly encourage all BYU fans to watch this game. This could be crazy. I don't know. It could get hairy.
Okay, to give Ohio their flowers, they did put up 31 against Rutgers. Butt
True.
curse, because
True.
they're not very, I mean, again, Big Ten bottom feeder. But, I mean, that's a P5 opponent and they put up 31. So maybe Vegas is looking at that and they're like, hey, could they hang 30 plus on a West Virginia team that struggled last year?
I don't know. Just an
Mm.
interesting one to keep an eye on.
I did not have that game on my radar, but now it is on my radar. It's very
Now it
interesting.
is. All right, Jess, let's
Okay.
finish things up with our favorite little game. Guess the matchup. Very excited for this one. Little week two preview. Love to finish things off on a little game here. What do you got for us?
Okay, I've got two for you. Second one is kind
Okay.
of lame. First one's a little bit better, but two matchups. All right. So this
Okay.
first
Let's
matchup,
hear
I'm
it.
gonna go through the team one in game one. Okay. This team has won 7 of the last 8 meetings in this game. Um, they often lean on their defense and field position. Number two, coach. I didn't know this. Coach is one of the longest tenured coaches in college football. He's old school, grinded out games, and he stands on that. That's what he does. Offense sputtered in week one, leaving fans worried this season could be another slog. But they've won 7 of the last 8. All right, that's team one.
The
Team
week one
two.
spluttering could be a lot of people.
Yeah, true, right?
I
Team
love that.
two has only beaten this team, is only beaten team one 5 times in the last 25 years. So it's a pretty one-sided matchup.
Whew.
Um, despite often coming in with the upper hand and optimism.
Oh boy.
Uh, they enter this year with a promising QB, but still trying to find consistency in the pass game.
Okay.
And they have made a bowl game in 6 of their last 7 seasons.
Ooh.
So, what do you think?
I was gonna say Missouri, Kansas, but I don't think either of those teams have made six bowls in the last 7 seasons. So I'm gonna go Skyhawk. Is this Iowa, Iowa State?
This is Iowa State. Well done. Yep.
The
Um, go ahead.
oh, the longest tenured coach in college football. Duh, it's Ferentz, right?
Yep.
Yeah, of
Yep.
course.
Known for old school grinded out games. We're gonna
Yep,
play the field
yep.
position game. We've got good kickers. We've got a good defense, and that's how we're gonna win games. Poor
That should have
Iowa
given it away
fans.
right there.
Yeah, right. I tried to keep it low key. All right. Okay. This next one. I I got these from ChatGPT and it got the first one wrong, so I have to do the second half of it. Okay. All right. They are Team one, led by an electric dual threat QB who
Okay.
single-handedly,
Electric.
yeah, single-handedly re-energized the fan base. Their offense is known for creativity and just speed. Um,
Okay.
and historically, they've had wild back and forth games in this matchup,
Okay.
including this might give it away, including some of the most attended college football games ever at a certain NFL stadium. Okay, Team B. They left the conference that they were in with this team, Team 1, in 2012, and so this rivalry has gone on a long hiatus, and people have kind of forgotten about the nastiness. But only recently has it been rekindled. Uh, this team is known for producing NFL defensive linemen, and this year's team once again hangs its hat on physicality up front. They look at the other team as a little brother, and this rivalry dates all the way back to the 1850s Civil War era, and it's called the Border
What?
War. Yep.
Oh, Kansas, Missouri.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's crazy. Eight?
1850s.
That's wild. I mean, it makes sense, but that's crazy.
Yes. Okay, and then it says when guerrilla violence between Kansas and Missouri literally spilled into football chants more than a century later. So these teams literally, like you talk about the Holy War, and we talked about it with AJ last week about it feeling like the closest thing we have to war. This
Yeah.
game, Kansas versus Missouri, these fan bases feel very similar, and they actually have the history, like the Civil War history, to back it up.
And
So,
specifically about each other, too, like wanting to hurt one another.
yes, and that is why I think game day should be at this game and
Oh,
not in
yeah.
Oklahoma. Uh, and yeah, hearing this, I'll be tuned into this game. I hope there's fights. I hope there's vitriol. I hope it's a good game, and I hope Jalen Daniels just tears him to shreds.
Me too. I'm so sick of Missouri. I'm so sick of them. It's they just ride the coattails of the SEC and that one game that they almost beat Georgia in like 3 years ago. And then they flubbed that one up and they have just flubbed everything up ever since, and the media still loves them because that one time they almost beat Georgia. I cannot stand Missouri. I'm so sick of them.
Yeah, so looking for that game. I would say that's my game of the week this week.
Yep. I
So,
honestly, I'm probably with you. It's between that and Cyhawk. I mean, college football's all about the rivalries, right? So those two, I mean, it makes perfect sense. But no, 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 no. We have to go to Michigan, Oklahoma. Two teams that have wildly underperformed for the last 5 or 6 years. Like, okay, whatever.
yeah. Well, it's going to be an awesome week of
It
football.
will be.
And I'm excited to talk about it on the other side. See what exceeded expectations. And I'm especially excited to see BYU and Bear Bachmeier take on their first P4 opponent. Although I'm not sure you can give Stanford that
Yeah,
label.
we might relinquish that after Saturday night.
Hey, so will they, maybe.
True, true.
Andrew Luck may be like, I think it's time to sunset this.
We're done. May we be the ones that put the final nail in the coffin.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, let's do this. Let's have a good weekend. Lots of football. Drink all the Dr. Pepper. Eat all the Doritos. And let's watch BYU just mop the floor with Stanford.